Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, July 19th, and it is currently 7:47 a.m. I just got to my doctor's office, which is a little over 2 hours from my house, so I'm very tired. I tried to go to bed last night at like 11, but I couldn't fall asleep. I had a headache, and I think I finally fell asleep around like 12:30 or 1, and then I was up a couple times, and then I woke up at 4 this morning, and I just couldn't fall back asleep. My head was hurting, so I just took a shower, hoping that would help, and used some peppermint oil on my head and took some Tylenol, and I still have a headache. I went and got coffee, hoping maybe the caffeine would help, but it didn't. So I already promised Garrett that I would take him swimming today, so it's gonna be a long day. The plan is I have my baseline ultrasound and blood work at 8:30, so I am early for my appointment, but I wasn't sure how rush hour traffic would be and everything, so there's some road construction and stuff, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't late. So I have my baseline ultrasound and blood work, and they're going to check for cysts on my ovaries and check my estradiol levels, and then they will call me later today and let me know the results of my blood work and if it's time to reduce my Lupron from 20 units to 10 units. So we'll find out more about that later. And then I also have an appointment with the doctor after my ultrasound, and that's to discuss just some concerns that I have. We're going to discuss doing a mock transfer or an ERA. I asked about doing one, and they said that I could just come in and talk to the doctor about it. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of like a practice transfer without actually using one of your embryos to see what your body needs to have a successful transfer in pregnancy, basically. So a lot of doctors do them. They told me that my doctor doesn't do them regularly, but he will do them. So I don't know. I'll know more once I go in and talk to him about that. So yeah, that's all I know right now. I'm so tired. I am not an early morning person, so these 8 a.m. appointments are going to kill me. It wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't 2 hours away from my house, but it makes for an early start to the day. And yeah, oh, I guess my only update is, so no one warned me that once you stop your birth control, which I knew if you stopped your birth control, like without doing IVF, that you would get your period, but I didn't realize that I would get it from stopping my birth control on Wednesday, since I'm on the Lupron. But that was a nice surprise on top of the hormones and everything. Yeah, so I have a date with Wanda this morning, and I'm on my period, so fun. A little TMI, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go in here and I will see you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, so I just got out of my appointment and my ultrasound went okay. They had trouble finding one of my ovaries, and she said that she's not super concerned with it, just because if my ovary had cysts, then she wouldn't have trouble finding it if there were cysts. She said they are just kind of positioned weird and small, and so she's just hoping that as I get ready and start my stems, that my ovaries will be easier to find. So there's someone who just parked right across from me, so this is kind of awkward. But yeah, basically, I recorded during my ultrasound. Obviously, I didn't record myself, but I have audio of what she said, so I'll insert it so you guys can kind of just hear what she said about it. But she didn't seem really concerned about it. So yeah, that's all I really know about that.
Finding ovaries.
Oh.
Gotta find them first. One of your ovaries is sitting, the ovary that I found is sitting like right below where your uterus is. So technically that could be your right one and it's your left one I'm not finding. But it could also be your right one or your left one and I can't find your right one. But regardless, at baseline, if I'm having to look this hard, there's not a cyst on there. So I don't get uber concerned if I can't find it.
Okay.
Because we're going to be looking more at your labs anyway.
Okay.
As long as your levels are where we want them. I'm just going to hope as your ovaries get bigger, they're not going to be so contrary to find.
Is that just like a position, like how they're positioned, or is it
just how you're made?
Okay.
Just how you're made. All right.
Okay.
So you need to talk to your ovaries.
Tell them to get where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, come into view a little bit and be a little bit more cooperative.
Well, hopefully the stems will get them going.
You know, girl parts don't always do what we want them to do anyway, so they have a mind of their own.
No, they don't. They're kind of...
They're mean like that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and have you get cleaned up.
Okay.
My schedule says you're meeting with him this morning?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. So whenever you're done, come on out and I'll move into the room.
Okay. They should call me later today and let me know the results of my lab work. And as long as that's good, then we should be on schedule to start the stems on next Sunday, or this coming Sunday. And I might be reducing my Lupron from 20 units down to 10 units tonight, but I won't know until they call me. Other than that, I met with my doctor after my ultrasound, and I talked to him about doing an ERA, and I kind of have mixed feelings on it. Obviously all of this is very new to me, and I only know what I know from my own research, what my doctor has told me, and I've watched YouTube videos, I'm in IVF Facebook groups, and there is just an overflow of information and differing opinions on things, and so many things are controversial, and one of those things is the ERA, or mock transfer. And if you don't know what that is, they basically they prep your body for doing an embryo transfer, but instead of doing an embryo transfer, they collect a sample of the cells from your uterus, like a biopsy, and they test those to see when the perfect time to transfer your embryo would be, and they use that information to plan your medications and the time of transfer for your embryo transfer, like the next month or whenever you decide that you're going to do your frozen embryo transfer. I was told by lots of people in the IVF Facebook groups that you definitely should do it. Some people's doctors, they do it to everybody. Some of them don't unless you request it. Some of them don't unless you've had one failed transfer or 2 failed transfers, whatever. It's different depending on your clinic and I guess your situation. And I was very dead set on having an ERA, going in to meet with him today, and we talked about it, and he told me he doesn't typically do them unless he feels that there's a reason to do it. He feels like a lot of doctors do it just because it's a way to get more money out of people, or to make people feel better about doing their transfer, or whatever the situation is. He told me, it's critical. The timing is quite critical for when you do the embryo transfer, but he doesn't feel like doing an ERA is giving you so much information that it's really worth doing. He said he definitely would do it for me if it would make me feel better. And he told me that the last thing he wants is for me to feel like my healthcare needs are not being met and that I'm not being listened to, and for me to think about it, and whatever I want to do, he will do. So that made me feel really good, that he cares how I feel about it, and it's up to me. So I'm curious, those of you who have went through this, did you do an ERA? What's your thoughts on them, and what's your clinic's kind of thoughts on them, or protocol, or whatever? I'm just curious. I know so many people they say do the ERA, and I told him, I was like, I just really, I want to do everything I can to have a successful transfer and pregnancy, and like he told me, he's like, it might up your chances of having successful implantation, but it's not going to increase my chances of not having a miscarriage or carrying a baby to term or anything like that. It's solely just to ensure implantation. And so I don't know. I need to think about that and decide what we want to do. We have time. I just don't know. And I need to talk to Chad about it and see what he thinks. So yeah, let me know if you have any information about ERAs, or if an ERA made a difference in outcome for you. He said that he suspects that we'll get between 10 and 12 eggs at my egg retrieval, and about a third of those will make it to be tested. So he said that's pretty average for someone my age with my AMH of 2.5, but I just don't want to waste any embryos if, you know, an ERA could potentially make a transfer work. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the right thing to do is. You know, I want to be like, oh, trust your doctor. He's done this for 25 years. He has good statistics, and listen to him over people in Facebook groups. But the people in Facebook groups are the ones who are actually going through this, and they're the ones who have had the failed transfers and then did an ERA and then had a successful transfer, you know. So it's like, I don't know. I appreciate him not like wanting to nickel and dime us, because he's been like that from the beginning, and when I've mentioned other things, he's like, that's not necessary. It's just a waste of money, yada, yada, yada. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate that he said he will do it, but if I want to, and that he cares how I feel. He's like, I just don't want you to be up at night worrying or wishing that you would have done it, or mad at me if we do a transfer and it fails and then we didn't do an ERA, and so then be mad at me. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. So anyway, that's all I have for now. I'm just word vomiting everywhere because I have all this going on in my head. But I will update whenever they call me with my lab results later, and let you guys know what the plan is for the Lupron and all that stuff. So comment below, let me know what you guys think about ERAs, or if you know much about ERAs and what you think I should do. Okay, see you soon. Hi guys. Welcome to my dining room. It is now much later. Excuse my hair. I'm getting it done tomorrow. It's a whole thing. I'm also holding my phone out like this, so because I didn't feel like putting it on a tripod or anything. So my nurse emailed me and told me that everything looks great. My estradiol levels were supposed to be below 35, and they were at 5, and my ovaries had to be free of cysts, and they were. So we are still on track to start stems on Sunday the 25th, this coming Sunday. he did have me decrease my Lupron. My IVF calendar says I would decrease from 20 units to 10 units if everything went well today, but the doctor wants me to just decrease to 15 units until I start stems on Sunday and then go to 10 units. My nurse said that he didn't say why, but she said sometimes he just does that. So I don't really know the reasoning for that. But anyway, that's all I know. I've been up for like a million hours and I'm super tired, so I'm gonna eat dinner and I'm gonna go to bed. But I just wanted to update you all before I did that. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you can see what is going on. I'm sure I will probably post another video on Sunday, next Sunday, whenever we start our stems. So we're getting closer and I'm excited and nervous. And yeah, thank you guys so much for all of your support and everything. We appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.